What's up, guys? We are back, and today this is day 2 of testing the mossy oak bowie knife. Yes, we showed you this knife yesterday where we did the paper test with it and baton with it. Well, today we are back and we are going to be batoning with it and making some fire shavings. Now, we're not going to be making a fire because we can't. We are in my garage. We are in a residential neighborhood. But we will get the shavings, the tinder which you would use just to demonstrate if this knife will hold through it. Now, I gotta tell you, I already batoned with this thing again, and the edge rolled over even more. And I gotta tell you, it's just pissing me off. Oh, such a beautiful knife. It shows so much potential. You know, it's got these beautiful fake stag handles, this nice brass crossguard, and honestly, like the perfect size blade for a bowie knife. Now, I like bowie knives of all size, but this is the perfect size of blade for carry, in my opinion at least. And, you know, it was only $34, but you would really expect that it would last longer because it showed a lot of potential, but it's not. So today, we're going to choke up on those choils, get some shavings going, and we're going to see what happens to it. Just wait. So as you see here, I just did a bit of shaving. I know you guys didn't see me actually doing the shaving, but the point of this video is for you guys to see the aftermath of the damage on the knife. So as you see, I got some nice tinder here. Of course, this is too short to actually pull off. You'd have to light it there. And I prefer to get nice long strips so you can pull it off, throw that shit on the fire, and you can really get it started nicely. But let's take a look at the edge of our knife. Let's see, chip. Oh yeah. Yeah. There's like 10 chips on this blade already. They may be minuscule, but they're there, and that's not good, because it doesn't matter how small or how big the chips are on your blade. It's going to affect sharpening, especially if you are maybe an amateur to sharpening and you use a carbide or ceramic sharpener. When you're pulling it over, you know, the V-shaped sharpening bit, whatever the fuck they professionally call it, it's going to get caught on all those, and then that could cause the edge to chip even more. And you don't want that, because then your blade will be fucked. So those chips are not nice. Now, there aren't any big ones so far, but the edge also does feel like it's been rolled over in some areas, which ain't nice. So now we're going to baton with this, and we're going to see what happens to the knife. Now, for this part, I am going to film it, because when you're batoning, there is always some resistance when doing it, and you want to see how much resistance this knife is really getting. So we're going to pause, bring the camera on down, you can watch it from there. Okay guys, here we are. I'm just going to apologize in advance if the camera does fall over when I'm doing this. It is just leaning up against my toolbox on the workbench here. But essentially here we are. We are in the process of going through, and here, let's see how it does. This is really hard wood. Sure enough, we did get through it. Now, let's go through it another time, eh? Why not? Ooh, it's through. Okay, so. Bit my tooth a weird way, but yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, we got through that, but there was a lot of resistance, probably due to knots or bends. And I'm feeling the blade right now, and I gotta tell you, okay, now it doesn't feel like it's rolled over. Oh, no. Yeah, so the blade's definitely rolling in some areas, and there are definitely more chips accumulating. They probably didn't heat treat this steel, they probably just fucking, you know, formed it with the molten steel, made the mold of it, took it out, put this polish on it, put somewhat of an edge on it, and say, okay, very good, Chinese sweatshop knife is done. But, yeah, I don't think they heat treated this at all, and it's just a really cheap, like $4.40. So we're going to go through this again. Ooh, that knife slammed down onto my vise. Yeah, it's getting fucked. I mean, it's minuscule, but I have a very careful eye, and under the light, I can get a really good look at it. And I gotta tell you, more chips are just accumulating all over the blade. Now, I don't know what company actually makes this. Now, it had a different name on it than Mossy Oak, I think. Oh, Breakup Country, apparently. Apparently, it's labeled as the Mossy Oak Bowie knife. And I'm not going to deny that it is a really beautiful knife. And I do appreciate, you know, the craftsmanship of it, like the looks of it. But, you know, if you're going to make a knife, and this is going out to all the knife companies out there, and not just the cheap ones, Buck, K-Bar, SOG, you know, CRKT, Cold Steel, whatever. I'm not saying all those companies do have bad knives. I'm just saying any knife company, from the cheapest Chinese crap up to a USMC genuine issue K-Bar knife. If you're going to make a knife, that knife is most likely going to be bought, for the most part, by two different types of people. One, collectors, which I am, who enjoy a fine piece, but mostly use them for show. And then there's two, the other type of person, which I also am, that is the outdoorsman. And these people are actually going to be using your knife. They're going to be batoning with it. They're going to be using it for structure building. They're going to be making kindling for fires with it. They might even be chopping down trees if it's a larger knife, such as this one. As you see, the blade is quite large, and if it was stronger, it probably could get through a small, thin tree if you had to build a structure. So, you know, I think personally it should be illegal to sell a knife without properly testing that knife in the factory where it's made in realistic situations. Bring in a bunch of fucking logs. Have guys in the factory, a professional in the factory baton them. You know, have them make kindling with the knife. And if it holds up, if it doesn't chip, if it lasts, you know, sell it. You know what? Fucking submerge that damn thing in water for a night. And if it's covered in rust in the morning, don't sell it. You know, perfect the formula of what you're making. Now, of course, you're not going to get the best quality in a cheap knife. I just still think that there should be some kind of testing before it hits the market. I mean, I have an MTech MT2035, Fat Horse Productions, my bud. He's on YouTube as well. Check out his channel, by the way. He has that knife, and me and him both agree. It's a fantastic little knife. I paid 10 bucks for it, and it has 0 chips on the blade, and it's lasted better than this thing has. And I paid $34 for this. So, you saw some footage today. You heard my bit of a rant about quality control. And I stand by it. If you're going to sell a product, test it first. Test it. You know, and if it breaks, throw it out, back to the drawing board. If it works, good. Put it on the market. Make some money. Just don't go ripping the honest outdoorsman out. Don't go ripping him off, I mean. Yeah. Well, thank you for watching, guys. This has been Steve with Blades and More, reviewing on the second day the Mossy Oak Bowie knife. We'll come back tomorrow and we'll show you even more footage of what we're going to put this bastard through. See ya!